one of the most remarkable animals ever to have walked the earth, is heading for extinction. Now, an international team of scientists, filmmakers, and explorers has been given unique access to the remote Himalayan kingdom of Bhutan. If they can find a thriving population of tigers here, there's a chance to bring them back from the brink.
It's just perfect, absolutely perfect tiger habitat.
But it won't be easy.
If a snow leopard can take down a yak, it certainly wouldn't struggle with me.
It can't get any worse than this.
They're taking on the wildest Himalayan rivers, fighting through the deepest jungles, and scaling the highest peaks.
My lungs are burning. My legs are burning. Do I really want to do this?
What they discover could be the key to saving this magnificent big cat.
Can we save tigers? Absolutely we can save tigers. We will save tigers.
Hidden in the foothills of the world's highest mountain range lies the little-known kingdom of Bhutan. These Himalayan forests could be the tiger's last hope for survival in the wild. An expedition has set up camp on the banks of a river in the south of the country. A hand-picked team has already spent 10 days searching for tigers. They now have hard evidence these elusive cats are living close to base camp. For this phase of the expedition, they'll be spreading the net wider. On his way to help them is wildlife cameraman Gordon Buchanan. He spent 10 years filming big cats worldwide.
It's amazing that we're looking out at what could be the future for tigers in the wild. The only chance that they've got are them existing in hills like this.
He's already placed remote cameras high in the Himalayas to try to capture images of tigers living at altitude. Now, Gordon's joining forces with Dr. Alan Rabinovitz, one of the world's foremost tiger experts. Alan has dedicated his life to saving tigers.
I'm not sure tigers will be able to survive. I wake up wondering if there's any hope for the tiger. If we continue on the course we are now, tigers will be extinct in the wild easily within a couple of decades.
With Gordon in camp, the team's reunited. They've worked together around the world.
Your hair has grown, Gordon. What's happening?
But this is their most critical mission so far. They have just 10 days left here. Alan gets Gordon straight up to speed with the images they've recorded close to camp.
Oh, oh my word. Oh,
Look at that.
beautiful. Oh, there's no other animal like them.
And it walks that way. It walks like nothing bothers me. I don't have to be afraid of anything in this forest. It just walks that way.
It's a promising start. But now the expedition needs more detailed information.
What I need you to do now is to get me more pieces of the puzzle. How many more tigers are there in this area? How far in the river valleys are they heading up?
For Bhutan to offer tigers a lifeline, Alan needs to know whether there's a continuous population right across the country. He sent naturalist and expert tracker Steve Backshaw upriver, far to the east.
The Drangmi-Chu is the biggest river in Bhutan.
It actually starts way up in the high Himalaya. It flows right across eastern Bhutan. There are no records at all about tiger numbers in eastern Bhutan. Nobody knows anything about them here. If we can find any evidence at all of tigers here, that's vital information.
Through this rugged landscape, river valleys are natural highways for wildlife. They're the best place to search for tigers. Steve's journey will begin at the top of the Drangmi Chu. He'll travel downstream, scouring the riverbanks for tiger tracks, right the way back to base camp, 100 kilometers away.
That's where the proper mission begins. As this river snakes away from the path that we've been walking on, it heads into some of the most unknown territory in Bhutan. Down there is where we're really going to find some answers about the tiger and the future of the tiger in Bhutan.
Answers need to be found, and quickly. Virtually nothing is known about Bhutan's vast forests, but we do know that elsewhere, tigers are in deep trouble. In the last century, the world has lost 98% of its tigers. Only small pockets survive. There could be as few as 3,000 left in the wild. But all hope is not lost. Along the foothills of the Himalayas, where human pressure is not so intense, Alan has a plan to join together fragmented tiger populations and give them the space they need to roam. It's an idea he's been working on for many years.
The solution I have for saving tigers is to connect these isolated populations through corridors, through linkages in the landscape, so that some of these tigers could move between isolated fragments, and thus the isolated fragments become part of a larger whole.
Bhutan is the missing link. In India, the more isolated tiger populations have become, the quicker they're dying out, even those living in protected reserves. Oxford University biologist Dr. George McGavin is heading south to India to find out why. It will be a very different experience from the forests of Bhutan.
It's really only when you're up here that you realise just how vast the forest is, and you know how many tigers are roaming down there, I wonder.
That's what Gordon wants to find out. But to estimate the density of tigers in the forest around base camp, he must draw on all his field experience.
All along here, it's exactly where I'd expect to find tigers. That sort of lush green grass that's growing here, creatures like sambar deer will come out and feed here at night time, and tigers will also come out and just have a look and check if there's anything there for them to eat.
Each tiger hunts over a huge area. So Gordon's decided his best chance is to blitz the forest with 30 remote cameras, which can record day and night.
What we're trying to do is figure out how many tigers are in this area, because it will give us an overall indication of the health of the tiger population in this part of Bhutan. So we need to distinguish one from the other, and the best way of doing that is the stripe pattern on each side. They have a unique, almost fingerprint pattern that their stripes make up. So if we can photograph as many tigers as possible, we should be able to tell one from the other.
Far to the east, Steve's 10-day descent of the Drangmi Chu is about to begin. Dave Allardyce will lead 3 rafts carrying the expedition's food and filming gear. He's navigated the biggest Himalayan rivers and knows their dangers.
We're going to be very careful out there. The water's running high. You can see it's snow melt. There's quite a lot of water. So we'll have to be careful. It's hard telling what's down there.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing with kind of paddling off into the unknown.
The team's found a calm spot to launch, but once they start, there's no escape from this steep-sided gorge.
I have to admit the nerves are going just a little bit. Also, really, really optimistic about our chances of finding some evidence of tigers moving through here. And that's our big goal, really.
Steve and 3 other kayakers will scout each set of rapids to pick a safe route through for the rafts. With the river running so high, there'll be no margin for error. Near base camp, Gordon's setting camera traps. They won't trigger unless an animal walks within a few meters. Gordon now needs to think like a tiger.
Let me just go up here. I am a tiger. I am a tiger. I am a tiger. Oh no. I'm thinking about food. I'm thinking about going to a place where I can get something to eat. I think I'll cross here because it's just a little leap like this, and I would go this side of the rock. Maybe just right here.
Tigers aren't the only wildlife the team's looking for. Bhutan's forests remain largely unexplored, so the expedition is compiling a report of all the animals that live here. Wildlife camerawoman Justine Evans is walking the forest trails to see what creatures she can find.
It's a huge forest, and I think it's a tough place to work, you know, it's a tough place to get shots. But actually seeing it, especially now when there's a lot of rain around, there's a lot of food about, is going to be a really difficult thing. Off we go.
Alan will stay in camp to analyse camera trap images as they come in. The amount of tiger prey gives him a picture of how many tigers this forest might support.
These camera traps, these are our eyes in the jungle. So far, the tiger prey that we're getting in the camera traps, the sambar deer and the gaur, they look beautiful.
But the team really wants to find tigers here, and right across Bhutan. Steve is in the east, on the wild upper reaches of the Drangmi Chu.
It's so rugged, so remote. You can see why nobody's ever penetrated into this place before. I mean, you could never get down these canyon walls, and it's just an absolute haven for wildlife. And hopefully, one of those would be our tiger.
Their search has been made much harder. The monsoon rains have arrived early. The river's high, and the rapids are now treacherous.
Got a big rapid to the left.
Stop! I'm going to stay away from them.
Come on, come on, come on!
Right now, tigers are the last thing on their minds.
Keep paddling!
Hard right, bring it right, bring it
Keep
right!
going! Pull it together again!
Come on! Keep right at that one!
Safely through the rapids, they look for a place to stop. Sandy beaches are where Steve hopes to find tiger footprints. But the rains have made his mission doubly difficult.
You can see all of this rain just spatters off the surface and makes all the prints totally indistinct. Everything around me now, I mean, there's lots of animal prints here. I have no idea what any of them are. Some of them could have been left yesterday. It just makes our job almost impossible. We need to find a tiger track that's been left within the last hour. That's the only way we're going to succeed.
The team press on. They'll explore every beach they come across. "100 kilometers downriver, Gordon's been dogged by rain too.